7 o'clock on July 9th, 2024. I'd like to call the public hearing to order for 1-8-3 parking, or 1-8 Town Police Department. Now's the time for the public to make any comment on public hearing. Go once. Second call for anyone, the public, to speak on the 1-8 Town Police Department. Third call for anyone that wants to speak on behalf of the 1-8 Town Police Department.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second the motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries to close the public hearing. It is 7:01. I'd like to call the Town of Lake Mills Town Board meeting on July 9th, 2024 to order. It was supposed to have the town hall and on the town's website. Can we get a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
Make a motion to adopt the agenda as
Second.
printed.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Can we get a motion to approve the June 11th, 2024 Town Board meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the June 11th town board meeting minutes.
I'll second the motion for discussion.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I got mostly questions. The 7 under reports, item E, I think clarification on there on Lake Lane, to do resurfacing on Lake Lane due to slope.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Then on old business, second page, item D. This was on the Jake breaks. I don't think Dave made a motion to approve the county to place signs. I feel he made a motion to have the county, Jefferson County, review and make a recommendation on no engine braking signs on Highway
Dave,
A.
do you recall?
I thought he made a motion to
Oh.
approve the signs on Hope Lake Road and
I had it written as
Crossman
motion on
Road,
my
and what was the other?
notes.
And County A.
Hope Lake and Crossman.
Yeah, as well as County A, or having the county address County A or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And I think we have passed that. if I remember
So
correctly.
Dave, as it's written, is that correct?
Yeah, the only question I had about it was, the Crossman Road and Hope Lake Road are township roads, so that really doesn't put the county into that decision, I guess is the only comment I had about it. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, it's, yep.
Okay.
Well, we can address that in D tonight, so,
Do clarification on it?
yep.
Okay. Anything else to say, Jim?
Item E, there was, motion on the last sentence, Dave motion to remove it from the table. Motion carried. Motion made by Supervisor Hines to approve the amendment for the public hearing. Seconded by Dave Schrader. So there should be amendment for public hearing, which we just had.
Okay. That was item E.
Yes. Under item 11A, the commemorative badge for Mick Slick, cost to be reimbursed by Mick. I think that should be added.
Yep,
Yep.
yep, that's right.
Okay.
And then I had a question on item D, and I guess that I could be totally confused on this, but I thought we were talking about the dry retention pond on Sherwood Hills. Or are we talking about, yeah. I see it's on the agenda again tonight.
Well, it's
So is it,
the
it's
one in the
another
gully.
pond?
It's the one in the gully.
The one
It's
that
the
keeps
one in
getting
the-
flooded.
Yeah,
So was
The
this
one
one,
that floods the road all the time.
yeah, on Sherwood Hills Road.
and that was this one too, last meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Do you want me to clarify that in the minutes?
Yeah, I'd like it
Okay.
clarified, because I was confused.
Sure.
All right, that's it. So I'll make a motion to approve the amendments.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Okay.
Approval of treasurer's report. Need a motion?
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Approval of the town board expense sheets, I think Robin had one
I had one for 3519.
for election expenses.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve Robin's expense sheet for $35.19.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Can we get approval of the general fund vouching?
Make a motion to approve July's disbursements of $62,945.87.
Second the motion.
The Palmville driveway permit, I'm assuming that was an engineering fee
It
that's
would be
going to be.
a chargeback. Yeah.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Reports, police report, Chief Kaminsky.
For June, we had the boat out approximately 10 times during the month of June. The total patrol hours for man hours is 88.5 hours of patrol time with the boat and 7 hours of administrative time with the boat. For last month, for June, we had a total of 25 citations that were written and 23 warnings that were issued by officers on boat patrol. We also participated in the Lake Mills Night Out in June. I attended that along with one of the officers, and then we also participated in the Town and Country Parade, which I participated in that as well. So, and then we've done a little bit of patrol work within the township and been following up on dog licenses and things like that that needed to be taken care of that have still been outstanding from the beginning of the year. So we're getting that wrapped up this month as well. So, and that's our report.
Just a question, because I didn't hear. You said 10, you were out 10 times on the boat patrol. How many hours did you say? I couldn't hear you. I'm
It's
sorry.
man hours, so because a lot of times there's two
Sure.
officers, so it's 88 man hours.
88. Okay, thank you.
Do you want to discuss the resolution right away? And I'll read it.
Yeah. We also have a resolution under the police report for Officer Robert Delaney for his retirement from sworn status. He will maintain a job with the township, though. He will have a civilian status and still check on all of our boat launches and issue our parking tickets and things like that. So we have a resolution tonight for his retirement.
Read that. The Town of Lake Mills Town Board, I'd like to congratulate Officer Robert Delaney for his many years of service with the Town of Lake Mills. So we created a resolution, 2024-0709, appreciating of public service to the Town of Lake Mills from Officer Robert Delaney. Whereas Officer Robert Delaney became the first chief of police to serve in the police department of the Town of Lake Mills after converting the position from constable, and whereas during his over 50-year career in law enforcement and over 25 years serving the Town of Lake Mills Police Department, and whereas the service of Officer Delaney served the community and the Town of Lake Mills Police Department together through his interactions and leadership, and whereas the service Officer Delaney for the Town of Lake Mills Police Department and the Town of Lake Mills has provided lasting and meaningful contribution to the Town of Lake Mills. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lake Mills desires to recognize and honor Officer Delaney for his career of loyal service to the Town of Lake Mills Police Department, the Town of Lake Mills, and its citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lake Mills does hereby recognize and dedicate public service and career of Officer Delaney and extends best wishes for an enjoyable and relaxing retirement as sworn officer from the Town of Lake Mills Police Department. Resolved this 9th day of July 2024.
And just so everyone knows, we actually read that earlier when Bob was here with his family, so they could go and have dinner.
So if you want a piece of cake,
Yeah, please do.
Very nice.
Okay. Plan Commission report, Jim. No meeting.
there was no meetings, no report.
Fire and EMS report, Dave.
The commission met, I don't remember exactly which day it was, but mainly the minutes are approved so that the officer status could be handed over. and went to the bank, saw the signature cards, the deposit box, that's all in mine and Dave Smithback's possession now, so we're all set up there, we got the checks. Then the other thing was, and I'm still working on it, there was one of, the brush truck was not titled correctly, so I'm working with the village to get that corrected. The other biggest discussion was on hiring a professional accounting firm. And we have, Dave and I, Dave Smithback, have interviewed 2 different accounting firms. It was on the agenda to, put out RFPs. And I really think that's the way we're gonna have to go, because Jeannie Clark came down with pneumonia. So when you have one pony shows, it interrupts everything. So if you get into a firm, which surprisingly is kind of expensive, then it just gets passed down to someone else. It doesn't make a big ripple. So, and then also will be put into a audit form. So we're still sifting through that, trying to get all the information we need. So in the next meeting, we can get that approved, and hopefully.
Okay,
And Chief Russ is also here.
yep, I see that. Okay, Town Chairman report, City, County, State Communications. City, Chief Russ.
It's always good when I can come and say we didn't really have too much. That means everybody's buildings are still standing and nobody really got hurt. So didn't really have any calls out in the town of Lake Mills for this last month, which was good. Our call volume for the month of June was actually down quite a bit. Not sure if it was just because everybody might have been out on vacation or whatever may have happened. Our participation has really been focused on PR events and public education things. We were also out at the Lake Mills National Night Out. We did our first ever pop-up splash pad, which ended up being a huge success. If that's something that the township would like, if you guys got a park that we could use, it's something to definitely be open to for the township residents if we wanted to have one out in the town. Obviously, everybody's more than welcome to come when we have them in the city as well. It's nice because we can just hook the hydrant right there and make that happen. But it was a great success and a lot of good positive feedback from the community residents that attended. We had approximately 200 kids throughout the event. It was only for an hour. So there was actually a lot of people that came through. We had Sunshine Realty in town, provided popsicles. So nothing better than a hot, warm day and some cold water and some popsicles for the kids. Attended Town and Country Days, obviously the parade. We assisted the American Legion by selling sliders. I got to work in the stand and understand why they taste so good. So that was a great benefit for myself to learn on the City of Lake Mills tradition, I guess. We're over 40 plus staffing, which is really good for our departments nowadays. We actually have one more that's in the process. And I had another individual that called earlier this week and asked about joining our department. He just unfortunately lives a little too far away for it to make reasonable for us to have him on our department. I kind of pushed him towards Exonia to help them out. So, and that's really all I have, unless there's any questions on the reports. Probably the 18th might be a good discussion on that one, unless we wanted to have one independent.
That's fine, I was wondering how because you were putting something together.
Yeah, I'm not in the draft. They sent a draft over to me to review, and that was the last I'd seen of it, so.
Okay.
But I can definitely ask and have them reach out to you.
Because that contract reads the same to Aspen and Milford and.
Yeah, the simplest is to have them relatively reflective of each other, so that way there's no major differences.
So it would be a good place to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah.
The 18th is at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. at City Hall. And the next question that I would have on that, which I'll be asking at that meeting, is if we want to start having them at other locations, that way you guys can stay out in your area and we can go to Ascalon one quarterly meeting, we go to Milford. Or if we just want to meet at City Hall, it's no real big deal to us. The hardest part would probably be trying to get a Zoom meeting out and wherever.
Are you going to keep the lights on this time?
I'm going to try to. I can't speak on behalf of the common hallway, but the room will stay on. And I'm going to do a better job at making sure the Zoom meeting works on the screen it's supposed to versus through a phone. So, alrighty. All right, thank you.
Chief Russ?
Yep, you
You
do.
too. County, not a whole lot there. Emailed Ben about the Daybreak Foods, haven't heard anything back from him. Been more in contact with Brian about roads issues and communications on the bridge projects and things like that. He's gonna take a peek at Parsonage Lane too.
Oh, good.
Over by Newville where the bridge project is going on over there to see if there's,
What is the status of Court Lane, do you know?
it's whenever the county does it. It's,
So they're still looking for someone to do it, or in Lake Lane?
no, Court Lane is, they're doing it.
They're
I
doing
think.
Court Lane?
Yeah, because
okay.
that's a gutter wave project.
And Lake Lane,
He's in contact with Corey on that.
okay.
They're trying to run that, I think, under the bid for Rock Lake Road to try to save money that way. So,
Gotcha.
is my understanding of that situation. Not really a whole lot at the state communications road report. A lot of pothole filling. I know Matt's been struggling to keep up with that. I think he finally got caught up. The rain was pretty devastating and opened up a lot of things in some of the gutterways and some of the roads. A few tree issues as well that he's been cleaning up.
You reminded him of on Krogville Road.
Yep,
Okay.
Crowville, the big cottonwood, and we got a new one at Ferry that's a cliffhanger too that I put barricades around today, and I think he's gonna pick the barricades up and drop them back in my house tomorrow, so.
Oh, okay, so that's where they're
When
gonna
he's
be.
done, he's supposed to be doing it tomorrow morning, so.
So if we get a bunch of rain, that's where they're at.
Yeah, they will be on the side of the garage there,
Okay.
providing they don't walk from Ferry Park. So, that's all I have.
D.
Oh, Joint Rock Lake Committee, I'm sorry, Wendy, I skipped right over you. Come on up.
I figured you get back to us.
Crossing them off faster than I... Thanks, Jim.
Just to confirm, you want us to go ahead and do the brochure talk at the same time? Or do you
Yeah,
want
if you
us-
just want to kind
That'd be fine.
of talk right
Tom's
through
here, and
everything
he's-
quickly, that would be great.
That'll be fine with us. So first of all, I have to apologize that I did not get the agenda in time for the meeting that's supposed to be this Thursday, but all of my team members can meet next Thursday, and Robin, I'm very sorry, you know.
No,
Wednesday was the day I always do
holidays-
it. Did I realize that
holidays
the
during
next
the
day
week.
was the holiday?
Yeah.
No, my brain didn't do that until you reminded me of that. But it's gonna be, we're still gonna have the meeting, and the room is ready for us. We had a special at our last meeting, we had a special presentation from the RLIA regarding their concerns, I'm not sure concerns is the right word, about the Sandy Beach construction, kind of issues and highlights of what we should be aware of. Things like the footprint, especially the setback of the patio to the lake, concerns of permeable surfaces to make sure that as they replace surfaces, they're replacing with permeable surfaces so it doesn't affect the lake. And our committee agreed to meet with the RLIA regarding these things on a regular basis, so we can just keep revisiting as the plan goes forward. The city did present a plan, not the city presented a plan from their, it was their architects, I guess. And it was really a pretty nice plan, but it had a bigger price tag than they wanted, so they're going back to the drawing board, if you will. Our priorities currently, again, as you know, our education articles to the leader. Our current article is regarding dam management, and I think I sent that out to you. Sorry, I didn't send it out to today, but the city has already looked at it, and it's mostly about their items. So we would like to get that in the leader as soon as possible. Any questions about that? Our team also would like to recommend a change to having articles published in the leader. We'd like to distribute the articles to all of the board members for feedback and/or corrections. But waiting for a board meeting every time, sometimes our articles are timely, and when we wait, it takes too long. And so sometimes, like some of them we have, as you know, we've got to wait and put them in the fall because they're about cold water. So the Joint Rock Lake Committee will approve them prior to them being published, and as you know, most of them are just lifted from DNR or regulations. So that would be our choice to do it that way.
I think you'd have to be very careful about walking quorums is one thing I can think of.
Can
Well,
we
we would
just,
still, oh, you mean when I sent it out to
Right,
them?
Right.
Okay.
Something to be aware of.
well, I was just wondering if we could streamline it into some of the
To have one person
clerk,
chair.
clerk stuff, or me. Well, I was thinking about the other, I was thinking about some of the other stuff with applications, and if something arose, then it'd have to go to a board meeting. I mean, I can do
I don't
that
want to
too.
be the one reviewing them to make that decision.
I can do that.
I don't feel that's my role.
That's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did we decide?
Well, I had to email Robin and then she can just
Okay,
forward it to me.
and we'll okay, that's fine. Again, most of them, as you know, are just lifted right out of regulations or ordinances, because we don't go out and do any of the research on our own anyway.
I think the town probably could, the town board can make the decision to appoint one person to be the overseer of the town board members at some point, so that it does streamline it.
Okay, that sounds good. We discussed the Clean Boats, Clean Waters tools, and there are, the brooms are missing, and Robin has ordered them, and I don't know where they're at, but maybe
Waiting
we'll
for
go to
Phil to
Menards
deliver
and
'em.
buy a couple. I don't know, because we only need that's the only thing we have missing.
On a barge.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Are they
But-
considered Clean Boats, Clean Water tools or AIS tools?
Well, it seems the same.
Okay.
The Clean Boats, Clean Water is the AIS tools.
Got it, okay.
Yeah. So you asked the Joint Rock Lake Committee to monitor those tools this year. The team is definitely going to do that, particularly myself and Daniel. We're both from the town, and we both kind of go by all those launches on some regular basis. So we're going to take care of that and make sure people know to call us, or if they call Robin, she knows to call us. The team does not consider this to be should be a responsibility of our team, so we're going to discuss it a little bit more and see if there's another process that we can go forward with. Again, this season is taken care of. We will continue to participate with the RLIA on the Wake Enhanced Technology on Rock Lake. We will continue to participate in the Sandy Beach Development Project, particularly the restaurant design. There's one more thing. The Lake Management District, we again are staying informed of what's happening with that, and they had a meeting last month where they did roundtables to get information from the general public. And it, from what I understand, it was very positive, more positive than negative, that people are kind of in favor of continuing to investigate the possibility of a lake management district for Rock Lake. That's about all I really know, but I just want to let you know we keep informed of that. And we're on the agenda later, but Tom is here from the RLIA, and they have put together a informational flyer for residents, and the Joint Rock Lake Committee certainly does support this, and we'd like Tom to give a little 1, 2, 3 about it, or a 411 about it. And this has nothing to do with what we recommend you do this. This is just general information that people should probably know.
That's how you need to get it.
Sorry.
Thank you, Wendy. So the trifold pamphlet I just handed out was developed by the Rock Lake Improvement Association with input, very important input from the Jefferson County Land and Water Department, Conservation Department. It will be mailed to all riparian owners and our LIA members by the end of this week. A few minor modifications to what you have in front of you. Most importantly, these guidelines are completely voluntary. There's no ordinance associated with this. We jointly created this mailer because we anticipate that there will be increased pressure on Rock Lake since the town of Oakland banned enhanced wake technology on Lake Ripley. According to our boat inspectors from the Clean Boats, Clean Waters program, incoming traffic from Lake Ripley has increased last year. From 2016 to 2021, Ripley accounted for about 11% of all incoming boats. Last year, that increased to 19%, or almost 1/5 of all the activity on our boat launches. It is also reasonable to anticipate that other lakes may funnel boats in our direction. As of May this year, 20 Wisconsin municipalities have passed ordinances banning enhanced wake technologies. Larger nearby lakes are also reacting to protect their waters. Green Lake created a voluntary zone 700 feet from shore, which ensured that boats would be operating in at least 40 feet of water. Lake Delavan, as well as other Waukesha lakes, are analyzing the issue. Rock Lake experienced exceptionally heavy boat traffic last weekend over the 4th of July weekend. Even with the less than ideal weather forecast, trailers were parked all the way up Sandy Beach Road to Herring's Fishbowl. And for one of our board members waiting at the stoplight adjacent to the BP and Quick Trip at the entrance to town, an RLI board member saw 3 wake boats pulling off I-94 just in the change of one red light. It is my understanding that the town board asked the Joint Rock Lake Committee for a background presentation, and while that is being prepared, the board should please keep in mind the following facts. A particular style of boat cannot be banned from the lake, but how that boat is used can be regulated. And visiting boats cannot be treated differently than riparian-owned boats. Surf boats cannot easily be distinguished from other water sport towboats. Surfboards are distinguished by the amount of ballast they can carry, the specially designed wake-shaping foils attached to the stern of the boat, and how they are operated. Operating these boats continually off-plane, and if you take a look at your flyer on the fold-out side, this bottom picture refers to the YouTube video. We're talking about that first picture, little picture on the left, the difference between skiing with a flat boat, wakeboarding, and the very nose-up, tail-down orientation of a work surfer, which is going approximately 10 miles per hour. It never gets on plane, and because of that, it's very deep set in the water and creates the big wakes while it is moving along. And this is the main factor in determining lake bottom disruption, because the propeller thrust is more vertical than horizontal. And that can go down and screw up the bottom in as little or as much as 20 feet of water. And this is the reason for limiting wake surfing to a minimum distance from shore, because these large wakes have an impact on shoreline erosion from much farther away than a typical ski boat would, as well as, I said, disrupting the bottom. The largest potential for irreparable harm to Rock Lake is the introduction of aquatic invasive species, particularly the spiny water flea, which currently we do not think exists in Rock Lake, but does exist in all of the Madison Chain Lakes and Lake Winnebago. Most of the ballast tanks on these boats cannot be completely emptied, with several gallons of water being retained. Many AIS can survive for prolonged periods in these tanks, some for up to a year. And other than the shoreline erosion from large wakes, the downward propeller thrust created when running off plane can scour the bottom of the lake, again doing irreparable harm. It is difficult and expensive to recreate fishing habitat and restore lake bottoms. The main concern with statewide regulations, which has been bandied about in Wisconsin, is that it may, and the last one did, include the stipulation that no other more restrictive local regulation can subsequently be added to what the state puts out. Who would know more about our lake than those that live in and govern our community? If the state were to ban wake surfing on lakes smaller than 1,000 acres, Rock Lake could be overrun with area boats looking for refuge. So we need to get on it first. A survey conducted by the Wisconsin Conservation Congress revealed overwhelming support for some restrictions on the use of wake enhancement, large ballast, tuning fins, and running at a bow-up attitude. And as I mentioned, to date, at least 20 Wisconsin municipalities have already enacted some restriction on enhanced wakes, whether it's where they are in the lake or banning them altogether. On April 22nd, the Tribal Council enacted an emergency rule banning any operation of a wake boat within the exterior boundaries of the Lac du Flambeau Reservation. At this point, we need to educate residents regarding this issue and then garner resident opinion. Based on that input, we need to determine a course of action. We look forward to working closely with the Joint Rock Lake Committee and yourselves in the months ahead. I wanted to add that on the map that's on the inside, we have waypoints listed to an area that we thought would be least disruptive if a wake boat operated in that area. The water is at least 30 feet deep and it's at least 700 feet from shore. The good news is we got a similar map from Green Lake where they just mapped out the circumference of the lake 700 feet from shore because it's such a deep lake there. They were in 40 feet of water, and they included an interactive Google map that you can activate on your cell phone, on your smartphone, and it shows you where your boat is relative to this red line that's off the shoreline. Colton Hutchinson from the Jefferson County was able to put this map on a similar layout with the Google Maps, so he has a link. If you call up that link on your phone, you know where you are relative to where this rectangle is. So it would be voluntary, but it would at least show people where they would operate their boats with the least amount of problems and impact on the ecology. And the other information on this page is all based on the points I already made.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does the state have a regulation on the depth of the water they can operate? Because you said that the towns cannot, so there's no real regulation. Yeah, just a suggestion.
When are you guys, so let me just correct, because that sounded like a presentation to me, but are you guys are putting something together too?
We're just going to finish this up by saying, on our agenda is the discussion of do nothing, zoning, something else, sending a note, as you asked us to the legislation. So there would be, is there legislation statewide or not? What's the right science behind our decisions? Because there is that science. Educating the public. It's really a little bit tough. The team is going to talk about it. It's on our agenda next time. And also signage. Do we want some?
Is that in the next week or so, or?
That's next Thursday, a week from Thursday, on the 18th.
Can you have that ready to go by, we're probably going to have our meeting the 7th or 8th of August, I'm guessing?
What do you want ready to go?
That, whatever you're going to recommend, because.
Well, we'll try. Yeah,
Because it's going to be on our agenda and it's going to be
Okay.
off our agenda in August.
Okay.
So,
All right,
One way or the
I'll
other.
let them know. It is on our agenda.
Crunch because of the election being held on the 13th.
Yeah, we gotta move our-
Meeting that night.
Okay, yeah, we'll do our best.
and we'll be moving past that tonight because we just got a bunch of information today that
Okay.
we have to review, so.
And thanks, Tom, for
Yep, you bet.
doing this for us.
We're on item
G, no.
F. Just note that.
There was no report.
No, okay. Yeah, and we haven't held a town facilities committee meeting either, so.
All right. Period of public comment. Now is the time for the general public to come to the podium and make comments. Please state your name, your address. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. It'll be the only time the public will be commenting unless the board calls on you during the rest of the meeting.
Margaret Krieger, West 8170 Elm Point Road. I know that some of this stuff has been alluded to in other meetings, but I'm looking for additional information. I have several concerns about the Cambridge Fire Commission budget process. There are concerns that the Fire Commission does not have a 2024 budget, assigned 2024 budget. There is currently no viable oversight of spending funds. I'd like the board to provide more information in monthly board meetings about whether the commission has sufficient funds and if money is being set aside for things like new equipment and EMS vehicles. I would also like to know where the nearest Cambridge EMS ambulance his station in relation to the town of Lake Mills response times. The intergovernmental agreement is on the agenda under old business, and I hope this month information will be included on what happens when 2 of the 5 municipalities opt out, leaving 3 municipalities to pay the cost of EMS services. It has been 1 year with no signed agreements. Minutes from the Fire Commission meeting should be available to residents, but the town website says they must be obtained from the secretary, but no name or contact information is given. I do appreciate all the work that supervisors do for the township, but I feel residents should have the right to be more informed about EMS issues and the controversy surrounding an intergovernmental agreement.
I don't know if you want to respond to that or not.
No, not right now.
The commission meetings are public though, right?
They are public, yep.
Yep.
We're working on it.
That's really the best place to obtain all the information is right at those meetings.
Yes, but where do you get the minutes?
Right now,
Or where do you get it? Well, I can look at the schedule, but the minutes are only available from, it says, from the secretary. Not from the secretary.
who is now
It is Alicia Hines from Rockdale.
Can you answer where the ambulance is or where our first responder is?
It is in the old Lake Mills EMS building.
Oh, so they are there now?
Yeah,
Yep.
they're staffing
They've been there for a few
24/7.
Do we
months.
still have that singular person north?
Yes, he's still there. Yep.
So they're, part of the township is covered.
Correct, yes, yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any different because Lake Mills EMS, that was our coverage anyway. We came out of that building.
Right.
Right.
For the entire township, except
Right,
for,
but now we have
west.
somebody in the northeast part in addition to the,
well, he's somebody that works for them, but
Yeah.
the main station is at where our regular EMS originally came from. So it's any different, the response time
he
is
still
very
has
quick.
his car and everything, he can do everything with transport. I mean,
Yeah, because he has, defibrillators, he has just a ton of stuff. And he used to have the command car, but now his pickup truck his personal truck is set up with lights and siren. And he is cleared by the state he can't speed, he can't run stop signs, just like any other emergency vehicle. But he can respond right straight from his house. So even if he's not on duty, he's still on call as long as he's home. Not everybody's there all the time.
Right.
So yes, he's still there. Yeah.
That's why I want to say the mainstay is at the,
Yeah. And a lot of times what he does is then he assesses the situation to see, do you need basics, A's, or do you need paramedics? So.
Excuse me, does the Cambridge area EMS back up the city EMS if there's, like if there's more than one,
Yeah, a mutual aid
Mutual
agreement.
aid.
mutual aid?
Yep. So, and they also do Deer Grove and Fort Atkinson, and then that's going to be one of our topics with the chief on the 18th is to get a little better relationship on that connection between the two. So, because we all have to work together. So.
okay. Anyone else?
Two things. One, just as a personal resident, not as your committee chairperson, but I heard a lot of positive comments about the boat patrol, that they were seen and that they were there and that they were doing things. So I want to, it's always, they're not there, they're not doing anything, but I heard a lot of positive feedback that they were out there and doing things. And also, as a resident on the Majala Channel, and the water being nice and high, and last year it was nice and low, I guess I want the town board to think about that dredging that still needs to be done between the road and the turbidity curtain, and the turbidity curtain needs to be fixed. That would go a long way in keeping the phosphorus under control if we could at least keep that dredged some every 2 or 3, 4 years, whatever the magic number is, because there's still a lot of, in front of my place, there's probably 2.5, maybe 2 feet of sludge. That's all full of legacy phosphorus that as I take my boat out, it goes out into the lake and around and in front of other people's. So I still have a concern as a personal resident and would like you to keep thinking about it.
Okay, anyone else? Moving on, applications.
None.
None. Old business, discussion or decision of Cambridge Fire EMS intergovernmental agreement rewrite.
A week ago Tuesday, we met at the Christiana Town Hall with our town's attorney, which again, our town's attorney is the same attorney that town of Christiana has. Eric was there, I was there, Mark Cook was there, and Alicia Hines was there supporting the village of Rockdale. And we went over a little over 2 hours we were there, went over the proposed intergovernmental agreement, paragraph by paragraph, and that was left with Eric, all the things that we'd like to see, and he was going to make some corrections, and then he was going to send it off to the other 3 attorneys, I guess, and for feedback. And then the other thing that came out of that was Eric then also was going to propose a letter to Oakland and Cambridge that this is a district and you're not half in or you're half out. It's a complete fire and EMS district. The other little thing we did discuss was checking into Plan B. So that's kind of in the works a little bit. So we just have to wait to hear back from the attorneys.
And just a clarification that the 2018 agreement is still in place.
Correct,
And
yes.
that's what we're
Yep.
functioning under.
Yes,
I think
correct.
that was one of the questions she had.
218.
Yep.
Yep.
That's 10 years, correct?
Yes. Yeah, so
That's
it's
good,
28.
2028,
Yep.
that contract.
That's the intergovernmental agreement.
Correct.
That's not the budget, though, right?
No, that's not the
Your
budget.
2024 budget? That was signed?
The commission approved 5-0 vote for the 2024 budget. Then it went back to the municipalities for the municipalities to approve it. Lake Mills approved it, Christiana approved it, Rockdale, Cambridge, and Oakland did not approve it. So what happens then is then it automatically reverts back to 2023's budget. So that's what we are operating under right now. It's supposed to go to mediation, but that still has not happened. And right now, it needs to be fixed. The bookkeeping needs to be fixed. And right now, our concentration needs to go on to 25 to get that budget. So hopefully, in the month of August, we can start working on that a little bit. So yeah, we got some catch up.
Year's almost over, yeah.
Yep, we got catch up to do, but anyway, that's right in the intergovernmental agreement that it automatically reverts back to the prior year.
Okay,
It's back to 2023, but apparently no agreement could be reached on 2024.
we're moving on. This is kind of off topic anyway.
So that's kind of it, so we just have to wait to hear back.
Discussion and decision or request for Jake Breaks ordinance regulations. The only thing I'll bring up is I think, we addressed it in the minutes, if I can just request a motion that the town of Lake Mills puts a sign on, has the county put a sign on Highway A at their recommendations that Brian sent in his email. Which I think was 1,000 feet away from the intersection or whatever it was.
Right.
So we just need a motion for that to clear that one up because the other Hope Lake and whatever were covered under the other motion last meeting.
Are we going to do an ordinance on this, or no?
I think we have to, don't we?
We didn't, yeah. So we're gonna add that ordinance?
We'd have to add that in.
Blurb? So we haven't done that yet either.
Haven't done that yet either.
Okay.
To make the signs effective,
All right,
correct?
I'll make a motion that we have the county place the signs on Highway A at their recommendation.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Can I make another motion?
Yes,
That the
yep.
town move forward with the amendment to or our town ordinance to get this included?
Yep.
I made that motion.
Oh, second, sorry.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, discussion or decision of Cedar Lane ditches and stormwater management. Just moving past that, I haven't gotten Corey out there yet. Discussion or decision retention pond, which is the gully one where the road floods, for estimate for region engineering. Haven't had Corey out there yet either, so moving on. And discussion or decision estimates for replacement of piers. I think we already took care of that.
Yeah, that one, we've got a check for half of it this month.
I saw that, yeah.
And then we'll have to pay the remaining balance once we get it, because they had to have that in order to order them. so.
To order them, yeah. And I think the wheels were gonna be delayed a little bit on that one, it sounded like.
Okay,
Well, they didn't know, so
yeah.
sometimes that's a supply chain issue. All right, new business, A, discussion,
I didn't hear or understand what the decision was on the Cedar Lane ditches and the water, stormwater drainage.
we're moving on, there's no decision.
Okay, moving on. And then-
We're moving on because the town engineer hasn't been out there yet, he has not been out on the retention pond either.
And that's what you meant to by Sherwin Hills estimate for the engineering, you don't have the data, so you're moving on?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
New business, discussion or decision to Wake enhanced technology issues brought forth by Joint Rock Lake Committee, including proposed educational flyers regarding Wake enhanced technology flyer per to RLAI, and JRLC supports the next steps for the Joint Rock Lake Committee in regards to the issue. We're moving past that so the town board has ample time to review the documentation. Amendment, discussion or decision of memorandum of understanding with Jefferson County Parks for the North End boat launch facility. All right, so a question came from the state on the actual ownership of the launch.
Yeah, I know, but I can't hardly believe that we didn't have an agreement back when we put that parking lot in and that launch.
Do you remember the
Years
year?
ago.
That was many, many years ago.
I'd say Paul Heineck was chairperson.
So, early 90s. He was chair prior to the 2001 election.
97 and 99, so I'd say it's in that time frame.
And I mean, we've been collecting fees off of that launch. for-
Yeah, and I know the town paid to have that part of the engineering, to have the
Yes.
whole plan drawn, the
And
parking lot. and
you were chair then, because I remember meeting out there one day.
Okay.
Because I believe, didn't we do a cost share on the pavement?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we paid for the entire parking lot, they paid for
Yeah.
the people,
And
the
the-
passenger car
And
portion,
Right,
I
and then the
know
rain garden.
Kevin at the parks, he did try and look through anything the county might have to see if they had some sort of agreement from past years too, and he wasn't able to find anything, but they're more than happy to put something together so we have it on record.
Yeah, we need something
Yeah.
together.
That was the
an
purpose of
agreement.
this. So we could do a general motion that
General
we're gonna
motion
go
for that.
into an
Yep.
understanding with them and maybe ask for them,
If we can't find
Council.
anything, yeah.
have their council draft it.
Yep.
Because I know Joe Niemer was Parks Committee
Yeah.
chairperson, and we worked with them. Anyway, I make a motion that we have Jefferson County prepare a memorandum of understanding in regards to the boat launch in the county park on the north end.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. All right, discussion or decision of rescheduling the August town board meeting due to the primary election.
Sharon, what's that do for your, bank reports and bill paying and all that stuff if it's earlier?
When are you?
Well, it affects me more.
Week before,
We're looking at the
7th or 8th.
Yeah.
August.
It's
Not
hard.
any different than this month.
Yeah, it's hard to get all the bills that should be getting to us to be paid, like there's bills that we couldn't pay because of the date being early and the holiday on top of it. God, I hate to push it back to the 20th too.
Oh, I'm not gonna be here the rest
He's
of the
not
month.
gonna be here.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, that's it.
6th, is that what?
7th.
7th or 8th.
7th?
Plan Commission's the 6th.
Okay. Okay,
Make a motion that we.
We'll try to be
move
ready with stuff.
August meeting to August 7th, 7 PM.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Correspondence?
I just want to make sure you know that in your packets, I gave you a copy of the intergovernmental agreement with the city for the building inspection services, which started yesterday. So now Troy Evanson is our building inspector, and I've updated some of the information on the website. I'll update some of the signage that's out front, and he has definitely hit the ground running. So, and Safe Belt today provided me with a active list of what the permits are that are out there to help Troy know where everything is at. Yeah. So,
Okay. Discussion of future agenda items. I gave you something from the state that they sent me. It was in an envelope.
the advocacy.
No, it was in an envelope. State of Wisconsin envelope. I set it on here.
What was it? Did you read it?
I did read it. It's stuff about the revenue and assessments and things like that, and putting roadways into it. So I don't know if it's something that we'll need to address in the future or not.
Conducting equalized value review. Looks like some sort of review, an in-office review of each property will be conducted with the possibility of roadside inspection. So this is at the state level, the Department of Revenue is going to be doing this for equalized value.
Yeah.
They're going to be selecting random samples of properties from the 2024 assessment roll, as well as an estimation of the market values of parcels selected. Our office will obtain the 2024 assessment data from the county property lister. Looks like they're going to just be sampling to make sure that the assessments are accurate, is what I'm seeing this as. So people see a person out there reviewing, roadside inspection of their property. It very well could be the Department of Revenue doing the sampling.
Well, we should still be in good shape though, because it's the 5 years, so we're going to do a book adjustment, correct?
Next year is going to be when they do the revaluation, right?
Right,
Jim?
yeah, 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna pay our second half.
Yeah, because we paid
Yep.
half, or collected half.
Yep.
Okay.
So future agenda items, yeah.
And you got the engine braking ordinance.
Yeah.
Pretty much that whole section. Except for the piers maybe.
All right, so engine braking, the retention pond, Monshore Hills.
It's just, the engine braking is an amendment to ordinance 6-1.
6-1, okay. The intergovernmental agreement with Cambridge, EMS and fire.
Yep. Should stay on there.
Okay. Do you want the Cedar Lane ditches and stormwater on there, or do you want to wait until you actually make contact with Corey on
I'd
that?
probably move that to September on probably both of those. He's swamped right now.
Yeah, I know he's got a lot going on with Rock Lake Road and such.
Yeah.
Probably the MOU with the county for the north end.
Yeah, we'll need that just to revisit it, to see where it's at.
What about bids on Rock Lake Road?
He's supposed to be doing it this month, so hopefully we'll hear something back. I would just
But,
do that
I
during my
mean-
reports.
I mean, if we get some, we'd have to approve it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can put that on.
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully that happens, yeah.
Okay. I got
It
that
should,
on there.
because then it should be done by July, I would hope, but,
Put that on as a tentative.
yeah.
Okay, I know you did. Okay. Now let's start.
And then the news business will be, well, it's gonna be probably something entirely new under the wake boat thing, so.
I can't hear you. You gotta speak up.
That wake surfing thing will have to be, it'll be a rewrite, but that'll be on there.
Okay. All right.
That should be it. Meeting scheduled, August 6, 2024, Plan Commission, 7 PM, Town Hall. August 15th, 2024, Joint Rock Lake Committee, 6 PM at City Hall. Our August meeting is August 7th, at 7 PM in the Town Hall. And for the Town Board meeting, and Parks Committee is TBA, and Town Hall Facilities Committee meeting, TBA. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned at 7:54.